It's the NFL playoffs on EA Sports. No bigger stage than this one. Sold out MetLife Stadium, located just outside of New York City. Coming up, it's divisional round Saturday, and we've got an AFC battle on tap between the Miami Dolphins and the New York Jets. First of 4 berths in the conference championships on the line here as divisional weekend in the NFL is underway. And the opening kickoff will not be returned, as that will be a touchback. They'll start on the ground here on first down. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. Give them 15 yards to start their first drive of the game. Plays like that will really help this offense settle in here on the road.
And when you go on the road, you also have to deal with the fans as well. And when you have those types of runs, that'll settle them back into their seats.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And some room to roam now. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. It's another first down as they bite off 23 more on that one.
Well, they put it all together on that one. Good vision, good blocking. A toss play to the left. How do you toss it?
Yeah, a toss is the underhand kind of egg toss. The pitch is kind of, if you're running the option, you pitch it end over end, correct?
Yeah, I agree
you're
totally.
The guy.
I agree totally. And in the NFL, we'll see a lot more tosses than pitches, because if you're pitching it, you might lose your quarterback.
Absolutely. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down.
They suspected it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on first down.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. And here's a handoff out of the gun. And he'll get a little over 2, maybe a full 3 down to the 32-yard line.
He's definitely tough to get down. We just saw it right there. But how about what we did see? Pursuit, wrap up, and then the big finish with the tackle.
Got to get to the 26 for a first. This is 3rd down. And the slot man goes in motion left. Now here's a timeout defensively. Defensive timeout called by the Jets. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Got to get to the 26 for a first. This is third down. Slot man moves right. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Had a chance to maybe limit them to 3 if they could have gotten that stop there, but a new set of downs.
And with a new set of downs, you got to take the mentality of the whole thing. Right now, everyone's looking at the offense and saying they've got the advantage. The best defenses just say, okay, new set of downs. It gives us another chance to make a play ourselves and maybe change things up.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. Run on the inside handoff. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Not a huge carry there on first down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on second down.
In motion, Hill. On second down, they'll run it here. And a couple of yards as they move it from the 21 to the 19. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
8th play of this opening drive coming up. This is third down. Shotgun now from Murray. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. 8 yards that time, able to take off, and the result is a first down.
He's a talented runner, and that means he's always looking for bigger and bigger gains when he takes off. Certainly found some bonus yards there beyond the first down marker, and this early drive will continue with that extra jolt from his legs.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Now 2nd and 5. Snap will come from the 6. In motion, the tight end. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4. And not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
On third down, they're going to run for it here. And he is in. Touchdown, Miami. Taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Dolphins are on the board first here in this division round matchup. Well, Charles, clearly they wanted to send a message there and impose their will. They score on their opening possession on a drive comprised entirely of rushing the football.
Message sent. I don't know that the team on the other side of the field wanted to receive it, but what a statement on their opening drive. Just run it all the way downfield, no passes. That absolutely sets the tone that they're going to be physical in this game.
Right after the touchdown to extend their lead, now maybe opening the door a little bit there by allowing starting field position at the 40. Good starting position for the Jets as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 42. Play action, now it's Lance. And right away, he lost the football. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. He tried to buy some time to the right. So, Charles, when a guy gets out of the pocket, what's the focus of the quarterback?
Most of them keep their eyes downfield. They want to try and make a play throwing the ball. Some of them, they want to tuck it and go. But when they scramble, in this case, as you said, to the right, you're cutting the field in half. So good defenses kind of converge in that spot, and they don't give you much territory to throw the ball. He had nowhere to go with it. Ends up getting the ball stripped.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
The slot man in motion right. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. Down to the 25. They follow up the first down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2. In danger of squandering their great field position as they come up on a 3rd and 7. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. The Dolphins on 3rd down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is 3rd and 7. They'll send a receiver in motion left. From the gun on 3rd down, Murray. And that is caught. Touchdown, Miami. Tyreek Hill, 25 yards for the touchdown. And the Dolphins have taken a 2-touchdown lead now.
The full team is involved in this game early, aren't they? Go down the field, score on offense, take the ball away on defense, and go right back and score again. You got to like the way that's working for them.
That's exactly right. Touchdown, turnover, touchdown, 2-score lead. A little bit like you at breakfast this morning. I got to get this in. You had a perfect omelet, dropped it, so a little bit of a turnover. You went right back, though, and got that omelet and crushed it.
You got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
You got to do what you got to do.
A little worried about your hands, though.
Yeah.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. They've got to be a little shell-shocked. Down double digits at home in the playoffs. Still in the first half. They've got to turn things around quickly. They'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball. But when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
From the 31, Lance flush to his right. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Throwing now is Lance. That's complete. It's Elijah Moore. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. A first down and then some. Give him 29 yards.
Time to give some credit to the big fellas, the offensive line here, because you've got to have good protection on crossing routes, because you've got to give your receiver time to work all the way across the field. That time able to scan the field, spot his receiver moving left to right, and make a good, accurate throw. Thank you, guys.
And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down. 2nd and 10, a very chilly day here, but no snow. And I got to say, if it's going to be this cold, I want snow. You should see Charles' face. He's looking at me like I'm crazy. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Pretty good little two-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on third down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
They'll need to get it to the 30 for a first. This is third down. On play action, Lance. Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Kevin Farley. Before we came up to the booth, last thing he said as we were walking off the field, want to play mistake-free football. Well, that just went out the window there with a pick.
And do you remember what you said to me when we were walking up to the booth after he said that? You're like, oh, fatal last words. Every time we hear that, things tend to fall apart a little bit, and that's what we saw there. Didn't get enough on that throw, and it turned into an interception.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. In motion left is Wilson. From the 25 on 2nd down, Murray. He's got a man, complete. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Jalen Waddle, 75 yards. And the Dolphins continue to pull the playoff surprise as they lead big here on the road. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And it's now 21-0. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover that plagued it on the last one.
On first down, right back to Hall. Taken down at the 42.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
Now Lance unable to escape, and down he goes. Bradley Chubb. What a play by him. That's going to go as a loss of 13. Now a play fake. Lance. And this is taken in by Darnell Mooney. Calling a gain of 3 on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line. But once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Right now, everything they touch turns to gold. This is their 4th possession. Touchdowns on their first 3 possessions. I mean, this defense, they can't seem to stop them. It's like they're on skates.
Great analogy, Brandon, because they are pushing them back and winning everything at the line of scrimmage. They've just been laying down tracks towards the opposite end zone. So, to themselves, all they're saying is, if we don't make a mistake, there's no way they can stop us.
Second quarter action, 2 minutes to go on divisional round weekend. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
Consecutive positive runs for him on the last 2 snaps. He certainly appears to be trying to put the offense on his back and just move them down the field when his number is called. The way he's running it, I keep going back to him.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. From the gun, he'll hand this off. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. Throwing on 1st down is Murray. That's caught downfield by Kittle. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A good pickup there, 26 yards. On 1st and 10, here's Murray. Steps away to his left. The same target, same result. It's Kittle. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. A great effort there with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Dolphins continue to pull away here in this first half. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the route is on here in this first half. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
They fake the handoff. Now Lance. There's Mooney with another catch. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. Another first down as he went right back to the same well, this time for 17 yards. Here's Lance to throw it. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another first down.
On 2nd down, a run with Hall. And down inside the 40 to about the 38. Now here's a timeout as they're going to get it with 8 seconds remaining here in the first half. So on 3rd down, the field goal unit will come out as he'll try to get 3 before half. And that is no good. He gave it a good run. That wasn't more than a foot or so wide to the left. And they will remain well behind.
Yeah, 55 yards is anything but a gimme. You've got to really concentrate on your leg swing and proper technique. This time, though, he's unable to convert.
And now this throw incomplete, and that is how this first half will come to an end. So it's on to halftime in this AFC divisional round matchup. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Win or go home, that's the name of the game, and we're back underway with the second half of this AFC divisional round. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And, Charles, that had to be an interesting locker room at halftime. This is a team that's had so much success this year. Haven't really had to deal with a lot of adversity at halftime, to be honest. But now here they are with their playoff lives on the line.
And I think when you're alluding to that interesting locker room, you're just wondering, how are they handling that bit of adversity that they're seeing right now? Because I think this is a team that has to look to lean on the veterans at this point. We know we're better than this. We've proved it all season. Let them disseminate that confidence through the locker room. But this opening drive, it'll be an important one for them to give them a little jolt of confidence moving forward.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Forcing completion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
Throwing is Lance on third down. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. His first reception of the divisional round matchup, but it's good for a first down as well.
Well, maybe this offense has learned something from watching their counterparts work. I'm wondering if their coaching staff said, let's do what they've been doing the entire game, because that's worked well. This offense, they have not looked particularly good all game.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21.
10 cycles.
Now Lance. And he fires one incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
On 3rd and long, it's Lance. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. And he'll take this across the 25 before going out of bounds. That one a 55-yard punt, 13 on the return. And it'll be Dolphin football. The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down.
The defense thought they had that play covered, but it still got driven backward by those blockers. Those types of plays are a key part of any team's offensive game plan. It all starts up front in the trenches.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
Now Murray. Flushed out right. And he wisely will throw that one away. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the 3rd quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly at the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
"21 yards. Well done on the return. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. They'll run with Hall. Oh, he's got some breathing room. 30. 10. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Breece Hall, 59 yards. And the Jets are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. Extra point right down the middle. And it's now a 28-7 ball game. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Igbenogany elects not to return it. The football will come out to the 25-yard line. The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. Still operating with a comfortable lead despite the score a moment ago as they begin 1st and 10. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
I know we can't hear what's going on in that huddle right now, but I'll guarantee you at least one offensive lineman is saying, my bad, we simply couldn't move them off the line of scrimmage. We've got to do a better job trying to root those guys out of there.
In motion, Hill. From the 27, Murray. And Wilson with it, complete. He'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A first down there on a pickup of 25. And they'll send the slot in motion left. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. Broke through some contact, but unable to reach the 40. 113 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, got to like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
On 2nd down and 4, Murray forced out to his left. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Hands it off out of the gun. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. Give him 12 yards there, and the Dolphins have a first down.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down to about the 26 here.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
To throw on 2nd and 6, Murray, and he's going to lose yardage here. As they will switch ends as time is run out on this 3rd quarter of play. 1 quarter remains for the right to advance to the AFC title game. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Now here's a handoff out of the gun. And they're going to get him down well short of the 1st as he can only get this to the 30.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
Sanders' kick is good. So after 4 touchdowns in the game for this offense, this time they're forced into taking the 3.
But you did mention 4 touchdowns, right? So 4 out of 5, not too bad. I think that's a pretty good record for them.
After the field goal, here comes Sanders to kick it away. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. Their hopes of advancing past this divisional round hanging by a thread, if that, as they begin here with a 1st and 10 on the wrong side of the scoreboard. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. To throw, it's Lance. He finds Wilson. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. The wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now 2nd down.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Caleb Farley. And the Dolphins are going to take possession of the football. That interception may be the exclamation mark on what really all around has been a good performance.
A fantastic performance. They will enjoy film session. Their grade should be very good on this one. And I think the next time the offense gets the ball, I just think about running it and getting the clock done and getting the heck out of here.
And by the way, semantics here, but before the grammar police come after me, I think it's exclamation point, not mark, right?
You're asking me? Seriously?
Yeah, and this is going to be intercepted. Sauce Gardner picks it off. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 and a Jet touchdown. This game's still fairly well in hand, but I think now you go conservative, don't you? Go into your shell, just run the football?
I think you have to, but you also have to tell your backs, make sure you're really protecting the football because you're going to run into a stacked defensive front, which is why they were throwing the football before, trying to make sure they just get their backs, really beat up in that situation. Now, good luck to them.
So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And the Dolphins are going to recover. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we've brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of an anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. From the 40 now on 2nd down. Murray. This will be caught. It's Waddle. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Jalen Waddle. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Dolphins are drawing closer to a date in the AFC title game as they extend this 4th quarter lead. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And they open the lead up now to 25. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And this will be a touchback. Berrios deciding not to bring it out. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
He has a man. It's complete to Wilson. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 43. Lance going to throw. Going to look deep for Wilson. Lance throws the interception, his 3rd. And the Dolphins are going to have it here at their own 32-yard line. Well, these defensive coaches, they sure like what they've got in this rookie corner, and with good reason, as you saw there.
He only cost him a day 2 pick, and a lot of people thought he had first-round ability. But when he was available on draft night, that was one where you didn't need the full time to make the selection. You call that pick in early, and he shows why he was so coveted with that interception there.
Murray's throw pulled in by Kittle. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
There's a beautiful throw there, and he's been sensational the entire game, moving it around, spreading it, hitting the right guys. And look, under normal situations, partner, I would expect him to come out of the game now. They've got it in hand. But you and I have been around this league a long time, and every time we ask head coaches about it, hey, why don't you take your quarterback out when the game's in hand? They just kind of give us that look like that's what he's paid to do. So it's a very unusual situation. I'd want him out. They tend to leave him in.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. 138 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Brendan, every great running backs coach I've talked with has always talked about when you have great vision, you're not consciously thinking about your cuts and your moves. You're just doing them. And I think that's what we're seeing tonight. He's about running them into submission.
You took the words right out of my mouth. I was just going to use that phrase. He has run them into submission.
Wave the white flag.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he's going to get this down close to a first at about the Jets' 25. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. And I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. He is going to find Hill here. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Sanders now to add the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And this will be a touchback. Berrios deciding not to bring it out. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Caleb Farley. And the Dolphins are going to take over here up near the 40. Well, they've got the huge lead. Now they have another interception on the defensive side. Seems like everything they touch in this one, Charles, turns to gold.
And they have to be awfully happy right there to get what appears to be one more for the road. It helps seal away one of their best efforts of the season.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. But we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
That's caught at the 25. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. They talked about stringing together some explosive plays here in the playoffs. That was a pretty explosive play.
It certainly was. And if you're going to win on the road, it certainly helps to have big playability in your hip pocket, doesn't it?
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. It certainly has not been the outing that they envisioned on their home turf in the divisional round of the playoffs, and they have been pushed around, and now their backs against the wall. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away. Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence. Well, we're not seeing a confident thrower right now. He's off balance, the passing game's off balance, and the defense is taking advantage.
Going to need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need. And now here is another interception. And the Dolphins are going to take possession of the football. Well, that is now his 5th interception thrown in this game. And, Charles, you've got to tip your cap to this defense. I mean, they have been so impressive reading these passes, stepping in those lanes, and picking them off.
Yeah, sometimes the best offense is an excellent defense, and they've done exactly that. What do you think, partner? A season's worth of highlights in just 4 quarters? I think that's what we're seeing from this group.
Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down.
And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
Second and 6 with the ball on the 7. Murray's going to look to throw this thing. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. Well, up big here in the 4th quarter, up really big. That pass and incompletion, I don't think they needed the completion, but, Charles, this is an offense right now that they're just having fun. They're clicking on all cylinders.
Yeah, you're right. They didn't need a completion. They certainly don't need any more points, but they're not going to turn them down. They're going to continue to run what they have in their playbook, and they still want to run it efficiently.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so that you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
Braxton Berrios selected to bring it out. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest,
don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it because
you're not going to want that feeling again.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
defense has it knocked free. The ball is loose. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. The Dolphins advancing in these playoffs as we say so long, everybody. That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. With that, we say so long from MetLife Stadium.